Hi people, this is Deborah. As always, my videos is not for everybody. Take that resonate with you and that does not resonate with you. Go inside yourself. Again, it's an insult not to listen to your inside. If you have a soul, that's who you should be listening to. In this planet, we are in a duality world. And so you have the ego and you have the soul. Some people talk about the ego, and they talk about the super ego. Those people that talk about the ego and the super ego, they don't have a soul. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. The question today is, have you wondered what John 11:9 says? And I stay in this Bible because most people are in this Bible. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, all across the world. We were given a book and we were told that it came from God. And so when we took that, it was forced on us as children, and we took that, and now we must decipher what that is, because it was never intended to be a literal book. It is a book of allegories, a book of lies, and some truth. But primarily an allegory book, so that the men can know who they are, and to understand what they need to understand. Now, the question again was, have you wondered what John 11 says? And Jesus answered, there was no Jesus, by the way. This is an allegory. You are the Jesus figure, yourself. Are there not 12 hours in daylight? Anyone who walks in daylight will not stumble, for they see by this world's light. Now, we were told in school 24 hours is a day, and day ends at midnight. Or the Jewish people start their Sabbaths at night, and they consider that to be day. Now, I like to use the Brown Driver Brick Hebrew Lexicon because that's a very old one. And I also have a very old, strong, thick Bible concordance that I use. If you try to get it today, they probably don't did something with it. This is the Brown Driver, and the lexicon, the Strong's Lexicon, is, as you can see, it's a thick book. It's old, it's falling apart, but that's what I use. I refer people to the Blue Letter Bible that's online, because a lot of people don't have a lexicon, but they're quickly removing and changing the etymology of the words for the Bible. But anyway, let's look at day. Day is concordance number H3117, yum, a yummy, YOWM, okay, or YOME, unused root meaning to be hot, a day, warm hours, whether literal, from sunrise to sunset. Okay, that's what day is. Now, night is Strong's H7121. And the word is qara. QARA. And the root for this word is to call out to, properly addressed by name. Invite, mention, name, preach, proclaim, pronounce, public, read. And if you see those words in your Bible, it means the same thing. It's actually is the word night. Now, as you can see, day is daylight, and daylight is 12 hours each day. Night is 12 hours of darkness. Day, night is light, darkness. So what you have is 360 in a day, because 12 hours times 30 days equals 360. Now, 360 in a night. 12 hours night times 30 nights equals 360, which is a total of 720 agreeable, disagreeable. Does that sound familiar to you? I'm going to let you figure out why I said that. Now, in Matthew 12:40, it says, "For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a huge fish, so the Son of Man will be three days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth." Okay? Now Jonah 1:17 says, "Now the Lord provided a huge fish to swallow Jonah. And Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights." Okay? Now, note, Jeremiah 8:8. "How do you say we are wise, and the law of the Lord is with us? Lo, certainly in vain made he it, the pen of the scribes, in vain." Who are the pen of the scribes? When you look up the word wise, that's H2450, Shakam, Chakam. It means learn, shrewd, a class of men. From H2449, the root word. A primitive root to show oneself wise, deceive, show one's wisdom. The word law. H8451, Torah, Towrah, body of priestly direction or instruction, body of legal directions. Torah, from H3384, a precept or statute, especially the Pentateuch law. From H3384, Ura. Ura is Yarah. The primitive root is to throw, shoot, cast, pour. To throw water, rain. To point out, show. To direct, teach, instruct. You're probably asking yourself, why am I putting Jeremiah 8:8? I'm putting Jeremiah 8:8 because I want you to know that in your Bible it says who the writers are of these books. It lets you know that these books was written by the pen of the scribes. And who were the pen of the scribes? They were those that called themselves the priesthood. the ancient priesthood. They are the scribes. They are hidden under the word Pharisees and Sadducees in your Bible. Okay? But they were, and still is, originally rather, they were African priesthood. Okay? That's who they were. That's who the scribes are. They were your Constantine and whoever. When you look up the word Pharisees, scribes, you're going to see the word Essenes. Essenes. That word is hidden because they say that Jesus was an Essenes. And it means separated ones. They claim he was of a Jewish sect. There was a priesthood, African priesthood, that calls themselves Jewish. I think they're called the Lemba, Lemba. From what I understand, they were a part of the Constantine, and from what I understand, Constantine was a brown and not a pale. Anyway, the scribes today are still those that sit over there in the Catholic. You also have the Jesuits, who is a part of that group. That's Jesuits, I think, Jesuits. These are guys. They're hired hitmans. That's what I call them. But anyway, I brought this up because you really need to know that these people are not playing with you. They're not playing with none of us when it comes to this stuff. You have to, if you have a soul, you really have to go inside yourself and listen to yourself, because they literally laugh at us. They make fun of us in movies. They make fun of us on the internet. I heard Bush say out his mouth, himself, he said, we can put it in their face and they won't believe it. I heard him say that. I actually was looking for the video and I couldn't find it, but oh well. Just like they did his double and they came back and said, because I know he's a clone, and they did his double and they came back and said his name was so and so and so. I'm like, get somewhere. But anyway, let me not get off the subject. But in my Bible concordance, it is the Pharisees, G5330. It's for source, P-H-A-R-I-S-A-I-O-S of Hebrew. It means separators, exclusively religious. So H6567 means parish. Who has the parish? Who would be the parish? That would be the Catholic. Who are the Catholic? They were a part of Constantine, 325 AD. They have not changed. They are the heads over all of the churches, which is 501c3. And they are the liars. And they themselves say that they're wise. And the reason why I brought them up, because I want you to know that there's no such thing as 24 hours of a day. There's no such thing. Day is light and night is night. The sun does not give light to the earth, and the moon does not give light to in the night. I'm not sure right now how this thing is operating, but they say that Jesus is the allegory sun, and the sun dies in the month of December, and it comes back. It resurrects in the month of December. Now, I watched that this year, and right here in Georgia, there was no dying of the sun, and there was no resurrecting. The sun was out every day in the 20th of December right through the 25th. As a matter of fact, actually, right as up to today is the 6th, right up to the 6th. And the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention, I think it's important that you stop listening to people that calls themselves professionals. That you need to stop listening to people that call themselves experts, because these experts and these professionals are liars, and they're giving you lies, and you believe in it. Because I'm looking at this sun right now, and it's shining like a glare. And the other thing that I want you to think about, what happened to the stars? When I was growing up as a child, I used to look up. I was always a child that looking up in the sky. I saw stars, and I used to try to count them as a child, and I would literally see it looked like they were moving. But I've come to realize at 63 years old, we are in a holographic environment. That sky up there is a hologram. I got an opportunity when they said it was an eclipse. I think it was in August the 21st. Everybody was outside looking for this eclipse. When I went out there, I saw a cloud, and you can see behind the cloud there was a bright light, and under the cloud it looks like it was a something of a figure of a spaceship underneath, glaring, causing the light to be. And it was funny because I was just laughing my behind off, because it was it was fake, and I got the picture to prove it. And all I'm saying, people, it's time to wake up. It's time to rethink what you were taught, or what you taught yourself. You know, the truth is inside you. And I say soul all the time because that's where the truth is. And I also say everybody down here don't have a soul. I don't care what you fix your mouth and get mad about. Everybody down here don't have a soul. And but anyway, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And I'm going to list at the very bottom of my video, I'm going to list the dates that I saw the sun here in Atlanta, Georgia, on the days that they say the sun dies and resurrects itself in 3 days, because they say the Jonah story and the Jesus dying and being risen in 3 days is an allegory story of the sun itself, the S-U-N. So they're saying the S-O-N, which is Jesus, is actually the S-U-N, which is the sun. Just like they say Horus is the sun, just like they say Ptah is the sun, just like they say Amun-Ra is the sun. Whatever. But anyway, whatever it is, it's not giving light to this earth. And until the next time, have a good one.